And joining us now is criminal defense attorney Joshua Ritter, host of True Crime Daily Sidebar podcast. Thank you so much for being here. So what is your take on how this story has unfolded so far?
Yeah, there's a lot of mystery and intrigue surrounding it, and you have to wonder how much of that is necessary. It seems like a little bit of transparency on this case could have gone a long way, because there are some pretty profound questions that I think that people watching this and interested in have a right to have an answer to, not the least of which being, if this is in fact true that she was abducted, is there a danger to the public? And I think that's the biggest question that we need to get from law enforcement. It sounds like they've done an investigation, they've interviewed her, but they're not disclosing any of that. And even her family members are not disclosing it, almost acting as if they're not at liberty to talk about the case because there is some sort of ongoing investigation. And I'm not saying that the police don't have a good reason for not talking to us about that, but you would think if there was a public safety threat that they would be a little bit more forthcoming about that.
Certainly. So as you know, Joshua, this is on the heels of the Rudy Farias case. The young man reported missing by his mother when he was a teen, and it turns out he was home all along. So do cases like that make people second guess?
Yeah, I think unfortunately, absolutely, that when you see stuff like that in the news and you begin to question the veracity of other people coming forward with similar sorts of stories, you also begin to wonder, are people watching this and seeing the attention that it garners for these people and thinking to themselves that might be an easy opportunity for them to get a little bit of the spotlight as well. And I don't want to be saying that that's what's taking place here, but you begin to wonder, is something like that some sort of social contagion taking place where people feel like it might be an opportunity to come forward and say that something similar, something unexplained, some sort of abduction took place with them as well.
So if she did, in fact, misrepresent her story to law enforcement, what could be the potential consequences here?
Well, we're talking anything as serious as filing a false police report. There could be, there could be damages attached to that, whatever kind of expenses went into law enforcement. There could even be criminal liability attached to that if they feel that somehow she was malicious in her efforts to just create some sort of false narrative. If that all proves to be true, it sounds like at this time we have a lot of questions, like I said, a lot of mysterious dots that need to be connected. And I'm hoping that with this press conference, a little more light will be shed on this. We'll know exactly what we're dealing with.
Absolutely. And we are happy that she's back and that she's safe. Her and her family are obviously excited to be reunited as well.